Hello everyone, you're very welcome along once again to Inside Line Racing Season 6, round number 4 here for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix from Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan. So, 3 different winners from the first 3 Grand Prix. Can we see our 4th different winner this season right here in the streets of Baku? So currently it is Calzo leading the championship at the moment by a margin of only 7 points after going 3rd, 2nd, 1st. So he's gone a 3-2-1. He has not been off the podium once this season so far. Great to see, by the way, a full grid of 20 drivers here. And by the sounds of it, we're going to have a wet end to this race. It's going to start, I think we're going to see some ILR1 conditions from what I'm hearing. The rain of the intermediate conditions right at the very end of the race, so dry to intermediate conditions of the last 3 to 5 laps, I believe. So, let's have a look around this circuit at the moment. Of course, as always, we have the soft, medium and hard, as are the compounds for this season of F1. And it's currently speed style on top, 136.9, the only time in the 36s at the moment. Zach on a 37.1 and Samster on a 37.5, so a very large spread. It's a great lap from speed style actually, about 6/10 clear of Samster as well, so it's a really good effort from him in the Alfa Romeo. Now it's back down to Tom, is about to finish his lap. Just coming down the main straight right here, the DRS opened the longest straight on the calendar, over 1 kilometre long. And Tom goes 6th on a 138.178, so very, very close indeed right there. A couple of drivers going out on the hard compound tyre, and 2 guys inside the top 10 on the medium compound tyre. Now Ollie's coming back out in the racing point, or just went out on a set of the soft tyres, and we're waiting for a couple of other drivers to finish that. There's Scuba, the winner from Bahrain, on his way around this circuit in Baku. He's coming through sector 1 right now. He's following Zenki, who's just getting out of his way right here. We're keeping on board with Scuba in the Mercedes. Mercedes also leading the Constructors' Championship. Now coming up to the castle section, and it's pretty breathtaking watching these cars go through here. Let's just watch. So close to that wall. I think Scuba was a little bit cautious there, coming through that sector. Now let's just see the telemetry, just to get an idea of ERS modes, etc. I think Scuba's taking this a little bit easy. I think he's going for another attempt at this. Just coming down the hill right now, downhill section into the downhill braking, into the last sequence corner, the last chicane coming up right now. Gotta watch that curve as well. You can get caught on it, and it can spear you off into the wall right here. So onto the DRS section right now, and onto the main straight, where we've seen a horrific accident in ILR1 if you haven't seen it, coming on to the final lap. Scuba comes across the line, goes 3rd fastest. Said he was taking it easy, he actually wasn't. 37.3, goes 3rd fastest, but I think by the looks of things he has got more pace in that Mercedes. So anybody else can we see? 6.5 minutes left on the clock in qualifying. Glock just finishing his lap right here. Currently still Matt Tibos has set a lap. He has actually binned it. So Matt Tibos has put it in the wall. The man in 3rd in the championship, if I'm not mistaken, has put it in the wall at the bottom of the hill right here. And you're going to see plenty of that. He needs to get that car turned around as best he can, and not keeping it well out of the way of the other cars. Speedster goes even faster again on 136.897. He seems to have the handle on this track right here. T1000 Zach currently the closest contender in the Haas, 37.1, Scuba 37.3, Nick 37.4, Samster 37.5, then Archie and Alfie very, very close together. Archie 127.72, 37.73, and Glock at 37.74. So there's 200ths of a second separating 3 cars. So that's virtually nothing around a circuit like Baku. Praga finishing his lap in the McLaren, 37.93, pops inside the top 10. A couple of drivers still yet to finish the lap. Zenki finishing his lap in the other Renault. Riding on board with him now as he heads down the main straight, opening the DRS. Surging towards turn 1. Let's see if he can Gets any further up the grid. Zenki across the line, and that wasn't a good lap. It was actually an invalidated lap by the looks of it. So he's going to have to try again. We're now coming into the final part of qualifying. And we're going to see probably some quicker times from these guys. There's the pit entry that Scuba's going into. Got to pull over to the left-hand side of the main straight at full tilt coming in there. So they've got to watch their speed on the entry. There's currently Alfa Romeo and a Haas on the front row. A Mercedes and a Red Bull. And then a Ferrari and Mercedes. Racing Point, Haas, McLaren and Renault. Now, Calzo, by the way, our championship leader, is 16th on the grid currently in the Toro Rosso Honda. But he has only set his lap on the hard tyre. So it'd be good for him if he could maybe sneak inside the top 10 on the hard tyre, but that's a bit of a tall order because he needs to find nearly 2 seconds to sneak inside the top 10, so he's going to probably have to bang on a set of the medium tyre if he wants to try that, or by the looks of it, the soft tyre is the way to go in qualifying. Super Guy, we just missed, 37.345, goes third fastest in the Williams, so goes 4 thousandths of a second quicker than Scuba. It's a good effort from Super Guy, actually. It's one of his better efforts so far this season. So, here comes Cals. I think he's coming into the pit lane now to probably put on a new set of tyres. He's going to have to. He's going to have to with the pace deficit of the hard tyres. The two Toro Rosses are both on the hard tyre, as well as Paco in the Red Bull, but you can just see it's not the correct tyre to be on. Ollie is the only man to have set a time on the mediums. 38.75, not going to matter anyway because he's outside the top 10. It's still Speedster, 36.8, who's the only man to have snuck into the 36s. Sector 2, yellow flag, is going to be for a slow car. Just cars building up for a lap right here. Archie in the Williams right there, just building up. And you can see the amazing top speeds these cars hit down the main straight. Just going to keep with Archie right here, getting really close to the wall on the exit. Now watch that speed up. We're currently at 180 miles an hour even before we reach the DRS. So here he comes, nearly 220 miles an hour on the entry into turn 1. Crazy speeds that we're talking about right here. Just keeping on board with Archie. How's he getting on through his turn 2, right out to the wall. Very committed. Heading up to turn number 3 now. So a lot of 90-degree left-handers in this first sector. Down the gears into down to third gear. Running it out wide. Nice and neat and tidy from Archie so far. The use of the curb right there. Keeping it nice and neat and tidy. Then through the sector 1 and sector 2 splits. Extremely neat and tidy, I must say, from Archie. This is a great lap to watch. Keeping it nice and steady in between the walls. No mistakes so far. Coming through the castle section. Oh, you just hear a little kiss from the tyre as he went into that, and he's had to back off of that one because he could just... That would have cost him time. And he's very lucky he didn't lose the tyre from that contact. But it's a horrific sound that you hear. So Calzo back out on the medium tyre. Gonna have a go. And you can just see the traffic jam that's occurring right here. Corey with Praga and Jeff up ahead of him. And Corey waiting to unleash his Ferrari around this circuit. 1 minute to go on the clock in qualifying for ILR2. Still looking like Speedster is going to get this pole position. But we'll wait and see. The two Mercedes are looking like they're going to work together right here. Going to get the toe down the main straight right here. So you just see up ahead Matt Tibos with Scuba just up ahead of him. He'll be able to get the benefit of maybe a little distant toe off him right here. But they're going to try together in their last attempt right here. Let's see, is Speedster on another attempt? He is. So we're going to see if he can improve on a 36.89. So the winner of the opening round in Australia, that is a corner cut if I ever saw one. But it looks like he's still continuing on his lap. through the second to last sequence right here, a little bit of sideways. I don't think this is going to be faster. Super Guy not able to improve in his lap. He finishes qualifying in third position now. Can he get displaced? And can Speedster improve on a 36.897? Here he comes to the line, 35, 36.70, so he does go quicker for Speedster. 36.705, provisional pole position. Samster P6, and Nick's been disqualified for going the wrong way. Interesting. Samster P5 goes on a 37. That was Alfie, sorry, 37.65 with that time. CC Brain 37.663. Scuba going around at the moment. Can the Mercedes get themselves any further up the grid? Matt Tibos needs to get himself further up the grid. He knows that. So what about Calzo? Is he going to get any further up on those medium compound tyre? He's going to be the next car to cross the line. So here he comes. Can he get himself inside the top 10 on the medium compound tyre? To be a very impressive effort if he could. I don't think he's going to be able to. Time's ticking over, and he only goes 14th fastest. Can Scuba improve on his time in the Mercedes? Here he comes. There's Matt Tibos drafting off and behind him as well. The Mercedes working together, and they go 5th and 6th on the grid. Scuba 36.34, Matt Tibos 37.536. Good effort from the two of them, but it's Speedster on pole position for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in ILR2. So rundown of the grid order as we look. Speedster pole position by 0.4 of a second over T1000 Zach. Tom managed P3. We didn't even notice he sneaked in there. Super Guy managed 4th on a 37.34. Scuba a 37.349. That's how close those guys were. Matt Tibos P6, Samster P8. It's P7, sorry. Alfie P8. CC Brain P9. And Archie in P10. And Glock, Ollie, Praga, Foxy Dude, Calzo, Paco, Jeff, Zenki, Corey, and Nick, who was disqualified from the session. Probably from trying to get his car turned around. But now we're going to be in for an interesting race, because we're going to be transitioning from dry to wet at the very end of this race. So this will be very interesting to watch for sure. So this is going to be an interesting one. Just going to have a quick look at the standings right here, just to get them up. I did go through it briefly, but it is, by the way, Calzo who's still in the lead of the championship by 7 points over, I believe, Speedster. I'll have to have a quick check on that one. Just quickly going to grab the standings list up. It is Mercedes leading the Constructors' Championship, as they are consistently finishing well within the points. ILR2 Championship standings. Right, so we're looking at Calzo in the lead of the championship by 7 points over Scuba, and Speedster is 3rd in the championship, with Matt Tibos in 4th and Alfie in 5th. We're on for the formation lap right here. Let's have a look at those tyre strategies. Nobody apart from Corey has gone for the soft tyre outside the top 10. With Speedster 3rd in the championship, he is 13 points off the championship lead. And Calzo, his championship rival, is 15th on the grid. Scuba, his nearest rival, is 5th on the grid. And Matt Tibos right next to him as well. So quick rundown of the order once again. Speedster, pole position right here. T1000 Zach in P2. Tom in P3. It's been a while since we saw him this far up the grid. Great to see. Super Guy in P4. Scuba in P5. Matt Tibos in P6. Samster in P7. Alfie in P8. CC Brain is 9th. Archie is 10th. Then we have Glock, followed by Ollie in P12, who's opted for the hard tyre as well as Glock. Praga in P13. Foxy Dude in P14. Calzo championship leader is 15th. Paco is 16th. Jeff is P17. Zenki is 18th. Corey is P19 on the grid. And down at the back of the grid is Nick after his disqualification. He starts 20th and dead last. The skies may look very clear at the moment, however, it's going to change. So, we've saw what happened in ILR1 on the very last lap. Some guys staying out on the hard tyres, and I think that's what Glock, Ollie and Paco are going to try to do. They're going to try and see if they can stay out as long as humanely possible on those hard tyres. But we saw what happened. One guy on hard tyres after the crossover point, 2 people on intermediates running to the line, and they crash. So, can we see a repeat of that in ILR2? ILR2 always the more chaotic tier for action, which is what we always love to see anyway. 26 laps around Baku coming up. Speedster trying to, well, he attempted to back up the grid, but now T1000 Zach decides he wants to get in his grid slot first. Psychological advantage. But they still have to wait for Nick to round out the grid. They'll all look pretty close together. Speedster's not going to have that long of a wait to unleash himself towards turn 1. Got to try and get the jump and cover off that inside line ahead of Zach and Tom, who's always a fast starter. Get ready then. Can we see our 4th different winner from 4 different rounds? It's round 4 of ILR2 from Azerbaijan. 5 red lights come on in front of the drivers. It's lights out, and away we go. Good start, Speedster. Good start, Zach. Great start, Tom from the second row. Trying to come around the outside of Zach into turn 1. Zach goes down the inside. Contact made. Scuba around the outside of them all. Looking for second place on Zach as they head towards turn 2. Then around the outside goes the Irishman. Can he get that done? No, he can't. Gets put in the wall a little bit there. Speedster is away out front. It's still Speedster. Zach, Scuba from Tom, who's now fighting with Scuba. Tries to hold on to that 3rd place right here. In towards turn 3, then Tom down the inside of Scuba. A bit of contact made. There's the come down to the next part. There's a Williams around in the background. Chaos in the background. I'm trying to see which Williams that is. It looks like it is Archie and Paco involved as well. Virtual safety car deployed, as I believe one of the Alfa Romeos is in the wall as well. Oh, absolute chaos in the opening lap right here. The virtual safety car is out. We saw the full safety car come out in Bahrain. And Scuba has got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. So that's the first time I've seen that penalty in a long time, but Speedster clear out front. Zach is P2, Scuba's now got a drive-through penalty. We're back underway once again. Tom's lost a position for 4th. Samster is P5, Superguy is P6. Matt Tibos hasn't made up any ground really, he's still P7. Alfie's 8, CC Brain is 9th, and Glock is P10. More problems in Sector 2 for Paco, who's binned it in the castle section, and Jeff is out as well. Ollie's in the wall as well. Pure chaos involved as one of the Alfa Romeos tried to get past Ollie right there. Very lucky we didn't see the full safety car out. I'm quite surprised we didn't, because Jeff's car is right in the wall right there. And Paco now running around with no front wing on the car, but still speeds out front after lap 2. Virtual safety car has been out, and Zach already putting some pressure on our race leader. Having a look right there. Scuba's P3 now, and Tom right behind him in the Renault. Samster's P5 right there. Corey, by the way, great start from 19th on the grid. He's come up to 12th. So almost from the back of the grid, he's come all the way up there. And Nick as well has followed him. So those guys have done really well to get themselves up the grid to P12 and P13. Cal's are making some... Well, all these guys are coming into the pits after they've all been involved in incidents. Championship leader, that's not good for him. New front wing on. And all bolting on a set of the hard tyres, I would imagine. Seems the only smart decision at this point of the race. So now Tom piling pressure on Scuba right here. Samster also right behind him. Got a dead Red Bull right there. That's Paco in the way. No safety car deployed. Through the castle section they come for the second time, taking it nice and easy, with Samster right up behind these two right here. Speedster has broken the DRS already on Zach. Looks like there's a problem for Glock down the back right here, as he's been an issue. He's been in the wall in the castle section. Already we're seeing victims. Here's Corey going for 10th. Great display from Corey right here, from 19th on the grid. already within 2 laps up to 11th place and already looking to get himself inside the points. We'll keep an eye on this train right here. Scuba, Tom, Samster, Super Guy, and also Matt Tibos with Alfie also in it as well in the racing point. So can anybody make a move? I think Samster has a good toe on Tom as they come down towards turn 1. No DRS as of yet. Samster looking to the inside of Tom and towards turn 1, and the Ferrari trying to get on the brakes. Up the inside he goes. Can he get that stop? Nice move if he can make it work, and he does. Nice and easily done, tidily done from Samster. He's up to 4th place. Now pushing on, trying to catch up to Scuba right here. Great effort from him so far. Now DRS, although, is now enabled, so it could have been a smart move there from Tom. Samster also has the DRS on Scuba. So Tom coming back at Samster now for 4th, late on the brakes. Up the inside he goes. Samster hangs it around the outside. Car ghosts for a minute, but they all sort themselves out, and he holds on to P4. Corey inside the top 10 now. Great drive from him. So let's see, have a look at our biggest movers, and Corey is of course the biggest mover. 19th to 10th in 3 laps. Kept himself out of the chaos. Nick came into the pit lane to bolt on a set of the hard compound tyre. So he's going to try and bring himself to the end of this race, I would imagine, because they know it's going to rain at the end. So that could be a smart choice from them. Now I just saw right there, this is Alfie trying to make his way past Matt Tibos for P7. And all of these guys are trying to get DRS off each other. They're on a massive DRS train. Speedster's broken DRS in front of a 1.5 second gap to our race leader, Speedster. Those guys are comfortably out in front at the moment. But it looks like Samster is going to have the move on Scuba right here with the DRS. So here he comes in the Ferrari. Samster looking like he's got solid pace right now. Scuba's into the pit lane anyway for his stop. So Samster takes over P3. Looks like he's got some good pace, and that was Matt Tibos making a move on Super Guy. So he makes his way through to P5 right now. Can Alfie make his way past Super Guy now? So now the pit stop phase for the soft guys is opened up. Doesn't look like Alfie's going to have the move on Super Guy. Going to have to hang back and wait. Now Matt Tibos has got Tom in his sights right now. Samster's breaking away from them. And Archie is out of this race. What has happened to him? Is he just retired in the pit lane? I believe he has. So he's now out of this race. Just saw CC Brain coming through right there, but now Alfie getting right up on the back of the Williams right here. The Williams of Super Guy coming through the castle section for the 4th time today, avoiding all the walls right there. You can see how much the front wing was flexing through there. Also, it's like it wants to fall apart through that section. Samster 1.5 over Tom right now. It's interesting to see where Scuba's going to come out in all of this. He was 2.4 up the road from these guys, but Samster, of course, now was closing in on him before they came in. So is Samster going to jump him in the pit stops, trying to make the overcut work in this race? So coming through right now, we're on board with Alfie in the racing points. He's got a great run on Super Guy, even though Super Guy will have DRS. Alfie's still going to have a good run also. But he will also have the run of a Matt Tibos as well. Anybody coming in? Tom peels in from this train. Is Super Guy going to make a move back past Matt Tibos? Here he comes towards turn 1. Looking to the outside line. Alfie not trying anything stupid right there. Hangs back, trying to get the cut back. Can Super Guy try again on Matt Tibos? Going to wait for the DRS by the looks of it. Now, having another go. Loses the back end of Super Guy there. So Tom has gone on to the hard compound tyre. And no moves from these guys. So Scuba, it is showing him on the soft tyre. Now Scuba, of course, I believe actually right there was taking his drive through. Of course, we forgot about that because he sped under the virtual safety car. So that was not a scheduled pit stop from Scuba. He's taking his drive through penalties. Now Tom, of course, that was a scheduled stop. Up front, by the way, the gaps come down to 1.2 seconds. So looks like Zach is upping the tempo a little bit right here. Super Guy losing the back end a little bit through the castle section right here. He is saving his ERS. Alfie's all over the back of him as well. Corey up to 8th now, by the way. So he's having a stunning drive so far. Kept himself out of trouble. He's on the back of CC Brain right now. Corner cut from CC Brain. Loss of the rear end from Corey. Let's go back to Matt Tibos and Super Guy though. These guys are swapping positions left, right and centre. Alfie just still biding his time right behind the Williams. Let's see if Super Guy's got any moves. Matt Tibos is completely vulnerable here. He's got no ERS to defend with. Super Guy's just going to stream past. Our leaders are in for their pit stops. Super Guy goes through. Does Alfie come through as well? He's a little bit too far back. Super Guy's into second on track at the moment. Loses the back end. Now Alfie, can he get in front of Matt Tibos right here? Let's see. I don't think he's going to be able to. Now, all of our leaders have pitted. CC Brain, Corey is in. Scuba is in for his schedule. It looks like he's lost the front wing actually. Has he got front wing damage? He has, so he's had to take a front wing change as well. This is not good for our second place man in the championship. But Corey comes back out in 10th place, right behind Tom. So great effort from Corey right there. Tom's dropped back to 9th. CC Brains managed to come out ahead of Tom as well. So CC Brain's done a really good job there to get himself out in front of these guys. And he has essentially put himself in with a chance of a podium if he can manage the pace. Because our top two are Speedster and T1000 Zach. Now the gap has opened up to 2.4 after the pit stops. As Zach, I think, is just trying to get his eye in for the tyres as well as Speedster is as well. But now Matt Tibos and Super Guy and Alfie having a great old scrap right here for second place. Our leader, by the way, is now Samster on the track. Zenki gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Here comes Matt Tibos right now. Can he, if he's coming in for a stop, he'd want to just slot in front of Super Guy right now. Gets the DRS, he's already pulling alongside. Is he coming in, or is he going to have to stay out another lap? Super Guy is going to come into the pit lane, keeps right to the left. Here comes Alfie now, he seizes an opportunity. Trying to come up the inside now. Matt Tibos, great driving from Alfie up the inside. And he takes the lead on track as Samster makes his pit stop. So great driving from Alfie right there. We've lost Zenki as well. Super Guy on his way. Samster on his way out of the pit lane as well. There goes... that is T1000 Zach. So Samster's come back out comfortably in P3. And Super Guy comes out in P4. Tom is P5, so Tom has got in front of CC Brain. So Corey is in a net P6 at the moment. So great stuff from those guys. So 16 cars still running. We've had 4 DNFs so far, but it's Alfie currently out in the net not in the net race lead, but he's in the race lead. Ahead of Matt Tibos and ELR Praga. Oh, Praga glances the wall right there, but our net race leader is Speedster in P1, P4. Zach is P2, Samster is P3, Super Guy is P4 on track currently. CC Brain gets our first corner cut penalty. Tom is P5, CC Brain is P6 actually, so Corey is P7, but he's in the fight. Well, I said that, he just clipped the wall. Avoids wing damage. So he's in the battle for P5. It's good driving from these guys so far. Speedster currently in control at the moment, with Zach hanging in very nicely. Alfie is in for his stop. Matt Tibos follows him in. ELR Praga stays out. He's on the medium compound tyres. He's going to be extending his stint, so he takes the race lead momentarily. So where is Alfie and Matt Tibos going to come out in that mess of a battle they were in? Good pit stops from those guys. So there is Super Guy coming around turn 1, just going to get in front of Alfie, is he? I believe he is. He does indeed come out in front of Alfie, just about though, but great stuff from Alfie to come out just behind Super Guy. So they've managed to come out in front of all of these guys. Matt Tibos slots in front of Tom, but now they've got to get the tyres up to temperature. So through they go, but Alfie now in the fight for 4th on track, which would be an excellent result for him. now Matt Tibos in P6 at the moment. So Corey just dropping back a little bit now. Seems to be struggling a little bit getting the tyres in. CC Brain doing a nice job in P9. So Tom right in the back of Matt Tibos, Alfie right on the back of Alfie. Alfie right in the back of Super Guy, excuse me. And Super Guy, interestingly enough, has gone for the medium compound tyre, so he will be quicker in this initial part of the stint, but his tyres will fall away eventually. Samster in kind of no man's land at the moment. He's 3.5 off of the Zach and 3.5 ahead of Super Guy. We had a problem for Calzo, is it? Oh dear. Our championship leader has spun. Gets it going again, but this is not a good day for Calzo. And looks set to me. Scuba is also, after his drive-throughs, outside the point, so Speedster is going to take a very healthy lead in the championship with a no score from both of our championship contenders. Well, Matt Tibos is right in there too, but he could stand to take second in the championship as well, because the gaps are very, very close. Matt Tibos is 21 off of the championship lead. Speedster is 13. So he is going to take if things stand the way they are, of course, he is going to take a 12-point championship lead after being 13 behind, which would be a nice healthy lead for him going into round 5. There's still a long way to go in this championship though. A long way to go. Calzo is out, so that means definitely a no score for our current championship leader. There's even more problems for Glock. It looks like it was in the wall right there. Lots of DNFs, not what we like to see. Prefer drivers to continue and race on. Praga, after his pit stops, right in the back of Nick right now for P10, as well as Tom, who's still sticking right with Matt Tibos right here, and looking like he really wants to get past right now. So we're heading into lap 10 of 26 right now. Still plenty of time left in this race. Baku tends to be one of the longer races on the calendar. Here comes Tom right now with the DRS in the slipstream as well. No problems. Matt Tibos has really got nothing to respond with, and through goes Tom. In the background as well, we might see Corey make the move for 8th place on CC Brain, and he has done that towards turn 1. So Corey through to P8 from 19th on the grid, I remind you. Great effort from him so far. Now Tom on the charge once again. Super Guy has gone up the road a little bit, 2 seconds clear. Matt Tibos has to think about coming back at Tom right there, but to no avail. So Alfie now under pressure from Tom. So the gap's all evened out at the front. 3 seconds between our top two, 3 seconds back to Samster, 3 seconds back to Super Guy. So the field is still very, very close together, even after the 10 laps we've been racing. But I remind you, things could change. We have rain expected at the end of this race. So let's keep an eye on Tom and his progress. Have a look just once again at your biggest movers throughout the field. Samster up 4 from where he started. Alfie up 3. Corey up 11 places from where he started. And Nick as well, 20th to 11th. Not bad at all. There is your status at the moment. Everybody on the 1 stop. Glock's had to make 2 for damage. Here comes Tom anyway. 4th P5 streams past Alfie, and he goes straight through to P5. It can now try and chase P4. Now Corey, just as I was mentioning him, is in for a 2nd stop. Is that for wing damage? Yes it is. So just as I was saying, he was having a great drive. He's gone and broke his wing. That still puts Nick into P10 from 20th on the grid. Still a great drive from him. So now Tom has had to... Well, I didn't quite see the swap back. Alfie's got back in front of him. That was obviously back on the back straight out of turn 2. So Tom's got to try and do it all over again. Through the castle section they come once again. It was very close to the wall from Tom. Making his way through. Is it out wide? Matt Tibos is still in it, very much in his mirrors. And now we enter the phase where not much happens on track. That's a corner cut. But now we're heading into another DRS section right here. So let's see if Tom can do what he did to Alfie last time around. I'm trying to get a good run at the chicane. Here comes Tom once again. He's done it already. Did it on the previous lap. Alfie defends the inside line. And Tom already in the slipstream, already in the DRS, straight past the racing point of Alfie. Now Alfie's already going to be thinking, how can I get back past him again? Late on the brakes he goes, gets right up underneath Tom, has to back off a little bit though. So now can he have another go at getting past the Northern Irishman right here? Runs a bit wide right there. And doesn't look like he's going to be able to. So Tom is secure in that P5 for now. So, this is our closest battle on track at the moment. Well, I say that, actually, Scuba and Foxy are having a little bit of a battle down here for P11. Outside the points. And that looks like Ollie's in for a wing change. The racing point. And there is Speedster. We haven't seen much of him all race, but he's been in control. He's led from pole position. That was a corner cut. It seems to me that you can take a lot of... Oh, Samster, just as I was on board of them, has broken the wing. I was just on about that curve and how you can abuse it. And Samster's just gone and broken the end plate off of his Ferrari. That's going to give Super Guy a big opportunity here to see if he can grab a podium, because the downforce is a huge part of this circuit right here. Now, back to this battle between Tom and Alfie, because I think Alfie's going to come back at Tom right here down the main straight. Here comes Alfie once again. Tom holds the outside line. Alfie's up the inside. Not much you can do about the DRS really. Alfie takes back P5. Now, well, can Tom do it back once again on this next part? Here we go. Tom's going to easily come back past him by the looks of it. Up the inside, DRS. And straight through they go. Nice bit of position swapping right here. And Tom holds on to P5 for now. And you can see how much the wing damage is hindering Samster, because Super Guy is closing in for that podium slot. It especially helps through the slow... the downforce will help, of course, in the high-speed corners, which are coming up very shortly. Super Guy's got a real opportunity at the podium here. So we're at the halfway point of this race. Not too much occurring at the moment. The gap in front has opened out to 4.4 seconds. And Alfie and Tom looks like they're going to be able to swap positions once again. Oh, Tom loses the back end a little bit right there. And we've got a yellow flag in sector 1. Is that for Ollie? It is. He's been in the wall again, unfortunately. Corey's unfortunately left the session. And here comes Alfie once again to take past P number 5. And we're probably going to see a repeat of the same thing once again. Tom, I'm going to close right up underneath Alfie right here. Get up towards turn 2. And have the DRS advantage. Slip it into high ERS mode. And Alfie doesn't even defend. And Tom goes straight back past it once again for P5. This time he runs a bit wide. Here comes Alfie trying to come around the outside. Not going to be able to do it there. So he's going to... Oh! Contact made and Tom's off! Into the wall he goes. That was a bit of an audacious move from Alfie, I'd say. But Tom's had to slam on the brakes to avoid getting in the wall right there. That's allowed Matt Tibos to close in on this. Now the gap for the podium. 1 second. Ollie is now out of this race. We don't like to see this much retirements. I really wish drivers would just carry on and finish the race, because it doesn't look bad on the stream, let's be honest. So, Super Guy and Samster, you can see just how much time Samster loses through the left-right. Fastest lap of the race from Speedster on the hard tyres. And Super Guy is now within DRS, and Samster's in to repair that wing damage. It's obviously hindering him quite a lot. Puts Super Guy into the podium positions. Alfie will take P4. Matt Tibos will be P5. Where is it? Is it going to bring out... And Tom is now in for his wing damage. Puts CC Brain into 6th place. And Samster will be on his way. It's going to drop him a long way back. It's going to drop him... Is it going to drop him behind Nick? It will, yeah. And it's going to drop him out of the points by the looks of it. Just about going to come out in P9. And Tom has dropped all the way down to P12 now, as a result of that contact. That has shaken things up a little bit. Now Matt Tibos in with a shout of 4th place. Getting right up underneath Alfie. So, just see, these are all your championship contenders. Calzo has retired from this race. Scuba is P11, just outside the points. Speedster, our 3rd place man, is leading this race. Matt Tibos is 5th in this race. And Alfie is P4, just ahead of Matt Tibos. So, should be good for Matt Tibos to get this result. And he's going to get the DRS on Alfie right now. And see if he can take over 4th place from the racing point. Heading towards turn 1, not using any ERS, pure slipstream and DRS. No move just yet. You can see the sky is very much clouding over as we head into this last part of the race. Let's see if Matt decides to make the move this time. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. And they carry on. So Samster trying to make his way through after his issues. Is now on the back of Nick for P8. And we have 10 laps left to go. Nick's had to take to the escape road. He locked up right there. He had to quickly decide, where am I going to go? Prag has disappeared off to the escape road as well. And another retirement from this race. And I'm not sure why. The car still had 4 wheels. So I am going to publicly say this on stream. This is bad with DNFs. I don't like to say this normally in publicly, but when there's clearly nothing wrong with the car, it's got 4 wheels on it, etc., can you not bring it to the finish? I really don't get it. We started with 20 drivers and we're down to 12. I just don't understand the people. This looks really bad for the broad point of view as well. I'm just saying, it looks bad on the league organisers as well. They put a lot of time into this. And the drivers who, want to continue. It does look bad, is all I'm saying. Let's get back to the action. Samster fast lap of the race as he tries to claw his way back after his mistakes. And Matt Tibos now looking threatening for 4th place on Alfie. And that's a 3-second time penalty for Tom. And now Scuba might be able to sneak inside the points. Well, he actually is inside the points right now after the DNF of Praga. So it looks like Corey's got himself back. No, he hasn't. He's still ghosting, so he's technically not running. So we have 12 runners from a 20-car grid. So Scuba, after his unfortunate, he got a drive-through penalty under the virtual safety car, which has put him in this position. He would certainly be further up. He's a pit stop behind. So he would be fighting with Alfie and Matt Tibos at this point. So any point that he holds on to is crucial for his championship hopes, as he is currently 2nd in the championship. Matt Tibos and Alfie, title challengers at this point. They're title rivals. And Alfie, I would say, a little bit of a dark horse in this title fight. I can see him picking up a cheeky little race win maybe later on in the season. Showing great promise so far. Matt Tibos as well. We know how good he is. We saw it last season. So is Matt Tibos going to try anything this time? Not quite. Going to stick behind. So the rain is not far away as we head into this next part of the race. You can definitely see the grey clouds have rolled in over Azerbaijan. But yeah, no, it's looking good. We are we saw what happened in ILR1. Is anybody going to take the gamble and try and stay out to the end of the race instead of the hard tyres? Because it almost worked for Louis right up until the last straight. And the gaps, of course, were a little bit smaller. But yeah, we're still hopefully going to have a good ending to this race. But don't think at this point we're not going to see our 4th different winner. So here comes Matt Tibos on Alfie. A little bit too far back this time. So now to within half a second of Alfie now, right now, with the DRS, but just been following for a while, waiting for his moment, not using up too much of his DRS, not using any on the straight right there. So continuing on, Matt Tibos a little touch wide through that chicane. Gets it back. And now Matt Tibos with 100% of his ERS to use for an attack on Alfie, which I can see coming, had to adjust coming into the castle section. And I think he might need a new set of pants after that one. He had to readjust the steering very, very quickly. You can just see the smallest errors can really screw up your day. Now, Tom, after his incident earlier, now trying for 8th on this grid. Lap 20 of 26. Speeds us nearly 7 seconds out front. Now, Foxy Dude runs a touch wide. Tom's going to have a good run on him. Getting right under the gearbox, under the rear diffuser. Here he comes now. Just a tenth behind. He'll be in the slipstream. He'll be passed before turn 1 at this rate. Opening the DRS. And Tom straight past Foxy Dude. And Foxy Dude not going to fight too much. Matt Tibos still trying his best to get past right here. Gap up front, by the way, came down by about half a second. Right there. It's going up and down, but Zach is hanging in there very nicely, I must say. He's on for his first podium of the season. No, excuse me, no, he got a podium in Australia. He was second there as well. Just has not started the past 2 events. And it's a shame, really, because if he kept up those results, he'd be right in the title fight at this point. But he could still be if he manages to get himself in for the rest of the races. But he's also a title contender. If he kept up those run of podiums, he'd be right in it. And of course, Super Guy, by the way, has he DNF from the first 2 rounds. So we just had a swap for 6th place there. Sam's just taking over from CC Brain. Fresh set of mediums compared to 15 lap old hard tyres. Not really a contest. Matt Tibble still unable to make his way past Alfie. And Speedster and Zach 6.5 seconds between them. And Zach just kind of hanging in there. Not really pushing too hard. And driving smart. Barely using any ERS. Speedster as well, managing the pace up front. And we should be seeing the change in the conditions very, very shortly. Lap 22 of 26 begins. 5 laps to go. So Matt Tibos is running out of time to get past Matt Tibos here. To get past Alfie, excuse me. In through turn 1, gets right up underneath and late on the brakes that time. Alfie with the better exit. As you can see, Matt Tibos trying a little bit harder this time. Ups the ERS deployment. Trying his best. But a good little fight between these guys. And going at it since the pit stops, really. Alfie's drove a cracker of a race. Started in 8th place. Is now in 4th. Through the castle section they come once again. Got used to that at this point. And there is the forecasted rain coming down in Azerbaijan. So we'll have 4 laps to go as we cross the line. So it's going to be very, very marginal as to whether these guys can get an intermediate tonight. It's not raining in this part as well. It actually is in this part of the circuit. It wasn't looking like it was. But now these guys have got a choice to make. How hard is it going to rain? do they stay out on the hard tyres, or are some of the guys down the back who's going to gamble on the intermediates? And Matt Tibos has tried it round the outside of turn 1. Alfie comes up the inside, and Matt Tibos has done it this time. So the one time we looked away, Matt Tibos has finally got it done. Now Alfie will have another go. He'll have the DRS. Then we'll towards turn 3, moves to the outside. It's very tricky to make it work on the outside. Here goes late on the brakes. Matt Tibos up the inside, contact made. Great move, Alfie. Just put a bit of a squeeze on Matt Tibos, and Alfie went all the way around the outside of turn 3. Great move. Four laps left to go. Three and a half, actually. And then we have changeable conditions. And Speedster now just has got to be very careful. It's going to get very greasy. Out on track very quickly. But he is opening the gap. Looks very comfortable in these conditions. And that's gone to lap 24. 3 laps left to go. And are we going to see that crossover point come at an inopportune time? Super Guy's still on for a podium here. Alfie and Matt Tibos still fighting it out. Oh, Matt Tibos very late on the brakes there. Nearly missed the corner, and he's lost a chunk of time. He's lost a chunk of time to Alfie. So, lap 24 of 26. It's going to be getting quite greasy out on track. Just getting sideways to Speedster over the curbs right there. He's got to watch the warnings. Not sure if he has any. It's not that's going to affect him anyway, because these two guys are nearly 15 seconds clear of third place. And Speedster nearly 22 ahead of Super Guy. And we haven't actually mentioned what has happened to Super Guy, because Alfie and Matt Tibos are now right with him. So is Super Guy now struggling in these conditions? Can Alfie grab a podium? So Super Guy, obviously a mistake from him somewhere. Lap 25 of 26. We've got a battle for the podium. DRS open for Alfie. These guys are going to have to bring these tyres to the end, so we're not going to quite see the ILR1 shenanigans we did. And now, Super Guy is in danger of losing his podium he was fought so hard for. Here comes Alfie to take away third place from Super Guy. Alfie takes P3. That came out of nowhere. So Alfie on for his second podium of the season. Can Matt Tibos slot into fourth place right now? The Foxy Dude and Nick have decided that they want to go on to the intermediates right at the very end of this race, because why not? They're so far behind anyway. Matt Tibos now needs to try and make his way past Super Guy. Super Guy very sideways. Matt Tibos is going to have him with the drive out, and that was simple as that. Matt Tibos goes through to fourth. He has dropped away from Alfie. And Speedster is about to begin his final lap here in Baku. He's going to be the first driver to take 2 wins this season. But he's got to be very, very careful. It's very slippy out there. So, Super Guy could almost be in danger of puncturing those tyres. 19 lap old medium tyres. Almost like driving on ice. Speedster taking it nice and easy. He's opening the gap anyway over Zach, who's on for his second podium finish. Again, with his record, he hasn't finished lower than second this season. 2 second places, but Matt Tibos and Alfie, that battle's not done. That could go to the line. Matt Tibos is pushing hard for this podium. So Matt Tibos, he had hit a podium last time out in China. Can he grab another one? Speedster on his way to victory once again. Sector 1, we got a yellow flag for somebody. I believe that was Foxy Dude, just lost the rear end a little bit. Speedster, he's just got one chicane to negotiate. And he's just going to have the long run to the line. Takes it nice and easy, doesn't need to push too hard. And here he comes. With the helicopter shots already weaving down the straight. Needs to be careful doing that in the wet conditions. Speedster wins in Azerbaijan. He becomes the only driver to win 2 Grand Prix this season. Zach comes across the line for his second place finish this season. And what about Alfie and Matt Tibos? Alfie is going to hold on to take another 3rd place. After his great podium in Bahrain, he comes through to finish in 3rd in Azerbaijan. Matt Tibos is 4th. Super Guy with his best result of the season. His first points finish is 5th. Samster will finish in P6. Could have been a podium. Tom, P7. CC Brain will finish in P8. On the long run to the line right now. You should be happy with that one. Foxy Dude, waiting for him to cross the line in P9. He's struggling around on the intermediate tyres at the moment. Well, Scuba's struggling even harder on dry tyres. They've only got a little bit of time to negotiate. Foxy Dude. Gets another P9 to his tally, equals his best result this season. And Scuba, he was the 2nd place man of the championship, but I think that's now changed. DRS is disabled now, and Scuba has DNF'd before the line, which then counts as a non-points finish. So, Speedster is your winner, and he's the new championship leader. As we head into the next round in Spain, Zach finishes P2, and Alfie finishes P3. We'll have to check what that does to the championship. We'll find that out next week after all the admin work is done. But it's Speedster who wins once again. He won in Australia, and he's won in Baku. Quick rundown of your order then, after this round. So, as you can see, a race of attrition. Speedster wins by 9 seconds over Zach. Alfie is P3, great podium for him. Matt Tibos is 4th. Super Guy is 5th. Samster 6th. Walmart is P7. CC Brain's P8. Foxy Dude is 9th, and that is your classified finishers. Scuba decided to crash before the line, negating the point he would have scored. Nick is DNF, Glock, Corey, Praga, Ollie, Calzo, Zenki, Archie, and Paco, and Truby Jeff. So, great job to the drivers who did finish. And we hope to see you next time out for ILR2, 7 o'clock once again, for the Spanish Grand Prix. Thank you, and good night.